Hello, everyone. Yeah, I am an head of IT at Adform, and today I'm going to present how we can use agility in IT operations. So, yeah, let's start a little bit from an interaction part. How many of you believe that agility is something that you can get certificate and learn during the courses? Please raise your hands. 0, okay. And how many of you believe that it's something that you're learning constantly by using Agile Manifesto? Cool, more. It's a little bit surprising for me, as usually there are some people who believe that it's something that you can learn and then you can get certificate. And usually for those, I'm saying that yes, there are some things. Even the Wikipedia agility description says that, yeah, it's nimbleness, possibility to move very fast and change directions. And for those who are asking, can I go to some trainings? I'm saying yes, of course, you can. There are even contests for agility. So, yeah, short about that. Let's go to the company. What is Adform? So Adform is a company which builds a software for various customers. Part of those are marketing agencies. Another part is publishers. So basically what we're doing, we're creating software for campaign planning, ad serving, optimization, analytics, and reportings. And yeah, we have huge variety of customers from those 3 areas. So 21,000 advertisers, 1,600 agencies, and about 800 world's leading publishers. About me. So basically, this is a short history, what I have done. Since 1983 to 2005, I was looking for fun challenges and learning, studying, and enjoying, let's say, my childhood. After that, once I finished university, I started working in a company called Skaidula. It's a small Lithuanian company, basically family business. And the main reason why I wanted to show those how different companies are. So yeah, Skaidula was a family business, small company. After that, I've joined Baltic Data Center, which back then was part of TO Group. The culture there was totally different. It's a bigger company with more processes involved, with focus to the customers. And yeah, basically I was responsible for services delivery back there. After that, I've joined company Rimi Baltic, so it's also much more bigger company. In Baltic countries, we know Rimi as retailer, but in the world they have much more business areas. They have their own apothekas, they have their own bank, they have their warehouses, logistics, transportations, and then various other stuff. So it's big corporation with a lot of processes involved. And since 2014, I'm working at Adform as head of IT. And yeah, Adform is also a different company from the previous mentioned. So I would say that it's a modern tech unicorn here in Lithuania. Another slide that I wanted to show and kind of introduce what kind of challenges we are dealing with in our daily work. So let's start with high load. We're operating not here in Lithuania, we're operating all around the world. We have 6 data centers. We have about 1 petabyte, to be honest, more than 1 petabyte of data that we are slicing and dicing all the time. We have millions and billions of clicks, impressions, events, and other stuff that we need to process. Another challenge is that we need to do it fast. Like in case of real-time bidding, we need to answer into the request during 100 milliseconds window. Another challenge that we have is broad tech stack. So basically working with different customers, dealing with different exercises and having big load, we have a variety of technologies. In some cases, we are unable to migrate from one technology to another and have a uniform environment. Therefore, we have some legacy, yet which is still existing, and we are introducing new tools. Next challenge, dependencies. And here I have in mind several things. Like one of those is dependencies between products and components that we are creating. Another thing is dependencies between teams that are developing those products or components. It's a difficult challenge when you don't have clear map in front of you and you're changing something somewhere. In some cases, you are wondering what the result will be. It's even harder when you are expanding a lot. So I've added this graph to show how fast we are growing and how many new employees are joining our company. So yeah, having in mind previous challenges, this definitely not helps. It even creates more buzz and it becomes even more complicated. And what do we have next? Then we have geographically distributed teams. So as well, we are not growing in one location. We have 16 offices around the world. We have 4 main technical centers, but still, people are geographically distributed. One team can consist team members in 3 different countries. So that means remote work, collaboration using Skype and other tools. So here we come to the last challenge that we have, which is kind of consequence of all previous. It's cooperation, how we cooperate in between. So basically what I will share those, let's say, magic cures, or what kind of small things we are using in our daily work or daily operations to be agile and to be able to move with the growth of a company, and on the other hand, to cope with challenges that we have. So regarding cooperation, we started cooperating by involving people into development teams and sharing what kind of things we're doing. Because previously, everyone thought that it's really easy. Like, okay, 5 orders, 10 servers. Is it really so complicated? So, well, our data centers are located all around the world. It was interesting for developers to see how those data centers looks like. And they started traveling together with us to just help visit the data center, visit the city, and look how it looks like. And first comments that came back from them was, we never thought that it's so difficult. You never said that it takes, I don't know, half of a day to rack and connect those servers. So it was really good exercise to show how this work looks like. And after that, we started involving them in all other activities, like revealing and showing what it really is and how much time does it take. What do we have in general in our culture, and we praise that everyone contributes. There's no reporting. So basically, if you are coming together with us, you are doing the same work that we are doing. You are not standing aside and observing and measuring time. Okay, guys, faster, faster, faster. So if you're in, you're in. Another important thing is you build it, you own it. As I mentioned, a lot of dependencies, a lot of new modules, a lot of new tools, and everyone wants to build something, leave it, and go further. But in reality, someone should look after those things that were created. So basically, if you created something, you should feel responsibility, not personally, but as a team. Let's sit together as well. You have some challenge, or we have some challenge. We need to automate something. We need to develop something. Let's sit together. Let's do it together. Maybe I'm lacking some knowledge in, I don't know, developing. Maybe you're lacking some knowledge in operational stuff. Let's sit together, let's discuss, let's spend the day and solve that issue. It's try to help. Another very important thing is this kind of attitude that usually people who have problems, they not treat those who are helping in an equal manner. So what we try to do in our company is that, okay, if we are not creating something, if we are just helping, we are happy about that. And it's an honor to help someone, not a responsibility that you're coming at 8, finishing at 5 and going home. It's okay to help, and you should be happy about that. I like to code as well. It's not the coding and developing, it's not only for developers. People who are working in operations, they can do this as well. It's nothing, let's say, specific, or it's not forbidden. If you want, you can do that, you can learn, you can enjoy coding. And the last thing, no for brilliant jerks. See, expanding the team and adding new people to the team, sometimes you are in a lot of questioning. Like, you see the person, which is really smart, which knows a lot, but you feel that something is not right about him, that he has his own specific attitude, and you feel that he will be very, very difficult person to involve into teamwork. So in such case, it's easier to say no for him and hire a person which has less experience but better attitude. Go with the flow. Once we started to use agile, let's say, methods, and we started from Kanban, the first difficulty, I would say, was how to decompose items. It was really difficult to understand, do we really can decompose such item, like give us 10 servers into smaller steps, and how to clearly communicate about that. I'm not saying that we are perfect and fluent right now, we are still learning, but we are getting better at that. Another thing, focus. Like, it also was a big issue, as we had a lot of items and we were working on all of them, but in reality we were working on nothing. We just were multitasking between items. So yeah, we started to use Kanban, we started to visualize what we are doing, what we are working on, what is pending, what is still in backlog, and this also helped a lot to expand team, to kind of get additional resources and to show to our stakeholders what's happening really, what we are doing and what we are achieving. Stand-ups are not only for reporting. In the beginning, even the manner from the team was like, every time during the stand-up they started telling what they did during last week, which is not the main reason. So we also spend a lot of time learning how to stand up and how to be short, brief, and about main things that are important. Pending and blocked items as well. Once we started to properly use in progress column, another issue appeared that a lot of things went to the pending column and they were left there for some time. So yeah, we learned something that we need to review pending items from time to time and do something with them, either cancel them if they are not important anymore, or to move them forward. Yeah, and when we can say that done is done, so basically definition of done. It's very easy to say that please do something and then to be unhappy about the result. It's much more difficult to explain what you're really expecting, and when team members can say that done is done and I will be happy that it's done. Yep, I guess in a lot of organizations which are working with projects or are functional organizations, the issue is that people start hiding. They think that if others don't know what I'm doing, they will not hurt me. They will not judge me, and yeah, then it's easier to not show what's happening. So here we changed a lot. We publicized monitoring. We publicized configuration management database. We publicized service level commitments and main KPIs. So basically real-time KPIs. What's the status of the service? What kind of availability do we have right now? Yeah, we published roadmaps, documentation, we published our backlogs, so everything is publicly available. If you're interested, you can go, you can check, you can ask, you can challenge. It's not an issue anymore. So yeah, it not even hurted us, but the opposite. It even helped us to communicate what's really happening and what we are doing. Security. Let's say in the beginning, we thought that, okay, everything is everyone's business. But as reality appeared that if it's everyone's business, it's no one's business. So we started to think how to improve security in our company, but not by involving some security policemen who would judge others that you are doing something in a bad way or you are not doing something, but how to have it as a service, how to help others to understand that security is really important, that some things should be improved. So yeah, what we started from was helping to see, like to show what kind of vulnerabilities we have, but not only providing reports or creating some visible boards where you would be ashamed that you appeared in that board, but in personal, kind of sitting down and showing, like, you see, I don't have access to your system, but 10 minutes passed and I'm already in your system. And I can do whatever I want. And this really helped, as people definitely don't want to create something which is vulnerable. They want to fix it. But in many cases, they simply don't understand how vulnerable they are. So just go to the person personally, show him, and he really will understand that, and he really will plan this fix and fix it by himself. Trainings, organized trainings. Let's say in some cases, if we have some risks, and sometimes it's really difficult to explain that risk is really here in our company. So instead of being teachers and standing and explaining how risky it is, we started to look for companies who had problems out of such risks, and we invited them to come to us and share their experience. What happened, how it happened, and how much time it cost to fix such problems. So basically, it's easier to accept when you're hearing the story from someone who already had this risk, or not even a risk, or a consequence of a risk. And the main goal for security team is to get to a point where you are in such position that customers want to come to you. You are not the one who should go to the customer and say that, okay, something is bad in your system, but customers are coming to you and asking, could you please help me? I've developed something new. I really want to be sure that it is secure. Self-help, and basically the question which comes out once you're starting to implement self-service or self-help. Will we really be needed here after all, once everything will be possible to do by my customers? Either those will be developers, designers, or someone else. I will answer to that question after this short story or those short examples, what we did. So basically, first example is release management. We had an idea that to have proper release management, we need to have a release manager, a person who will release new releases into production. Teams who are developing product, they will just create a box, give it to release manager, and he, once a week or once a day, he will release those things into production. Here we came into the struggle after releases, there were a lot of complaints and unhappy people, as Operations were complaining that you built wrong. Developers started complaining that your systems are not in line, and this leads nowhere. I mean, out of that, business is not happy, so it's not the way. Yeah, then we had improvement. Cool. We need a representative from every development team, and they are gathering into the room 1 day a week and releasing something. Next morning, no one is at work. Something happens, no one can fix it because everyone is sleeping. Yes, last night they released, after that they went for a beer, and nothing fancy. So what was decided that, okay, maybe it's not worth to invest time into kind of specific role who will do release management, but let's invest this time into developing a tool which would help to make release management for developers itself. And yeah, then they can choose by themselves how often to do releases, whether it will be, I don't know, continuous deployment or once a day, once a week, once a month. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. Another thing with access rights management as well. We still have a lot of companies where it is in such a way that user is sending a request to IT engineer is trying to reach user's manager, and in all those steps, there are a lot of waiting involved. And of course, user is not happy as he's getting access after a long period of time. So instead of, let's say, doing this communication job and trying to reach people, we've decided that, okay, maybe let's invest this time into developing some self-service portal where user could request access by himself, and his manager would be eligible to grant access for specific, let's say, operations directly without involving IT. So basically, an answer to the question whether it's possible, I mean, whether we will be still needed after self-service will be implemented is yes, definitely. Someone will need to develop the system, support it, and enhance with the time. The last example is the thing that we haven't finished yet, and we are working on it. At the time, it works only with virtual machines, but we are almost finished with bare metal servers as well. So basically, here you can see a service delivery form. So every development team can choose main parameters. What do they really want in which data center? And in case it's virtual machine, it will be created automatically, and you will receive an email that your machine is ready. Go to the password repository to check the password, connect to it, and you can use it for releasing, let's say, your product or scaling up your product. Everything is there. In majority of cases, everyone is wondering, so okay, what's the right thing? Whether should we centralize or decentralize? As in case of access management, we are decentralizing. In security, we are centralizing. And basically, there is no right answer. It really depends on the situation. In some cases, if you need to deliver something very fast, it's worth to decentralize. If you need to improve, let's say, security or availability or I don't know, knowledge management and knowledge transfer, then you need to centralize. And yeah, basically life goes in cycles. You are centralizing, decentralizing, but make it small. Not try to apply the same method for whole organization, for all processes, for all people. It will be difficult, and it will create a lot of frustration. Next thing is looking for role model. It's really important for the team members during the growth period within the company to have a role model, to have a person you could observe and learn some things from that person. So basically, within Adform, within the company, we have several programs where you can learn from someone. We have Next Me program where you can choose a person and kind of request, I would like to learn from you. I would like to know what you're doing on your daily basis. It helps employee to kind of seek for his career and to learn new things. On the other hand, it really helps to onboard new people, as they are participating every day in those daily activities. He sees how you are working in daily situations. He has the possibility to ask for questions and get an answers to those. It's more difficult outside the company, as some cases they are pretty confidential, and we can't reveal to, let's say, our competitors how we are doing. The same goes vice versa. They are not willing to share those things as well, but we are trying. We are trying to participate in conferences, either as speakers or just as observers, and just to catch new ideas and learn how we can use those practices or ideas in our daily work. Here is a trick. You can listen and copy those things, and in some cases those things can become legendary, but not in a way you would like to, and you could fail with them. So it's really important to understand context and not just blindly copy what you've heard. In general, hiring new people and expanding team, one of the main challenges was and still is changing perspective. Here in Lithuania, in Vilnius, Kaunas, or in Minsk, in Belarus, it's very difficult for a newbie which is coming to our company to understand that you have a possibility to affect some things, that it's not forbidden to change something, it's not forbidden to buy something, it's not forbidden to request for something. But a lot of people, they are blocking themselves. They are not used to that, and they are just wondering whether I can do that or I can't do that. And what we are trying to teach from the very first day is that instead of wondering, go and ask. Go and ask whether you can do that. No one will punish you. The worst thing that you can get is answer no, but it will definitely not hurt you. And on the other hand is try your customer shoes as well. Before requesting something, try to imagine how others will see this, how it will affect your customers, how it will affect your peers, how it will affect other people within the company. Enjoy freedom. So basically, this means that we have some pool of services within Adform. But if you're creating something new and you see that those services that other teams can provide for you, they don't fit you. You need something specific, you need something new. It's not forbidden to create such service. You're creating such service, you're presenting for others. Yeah, you may be challenged, you may get some uncomfortable questions, but after all, if it works, it works. You just created new service, and then it means that it's not only your service. Everyone else within the company can start using your service. So you are kind of adding this into the service pool. Learn new things. I've mentioned conferences, of course, books, video lessons. We have a lot of such things within the company. We have several libraries when you can go grab the book. If the book that you want is not existent there, you can just ask and it will be ordered. You will get it, I don't know, in a week or so. Try new experiences. Like I've mentioned mentoring and Next Me program. We have other things like internships, and we really support people going into internships. Kind of really checking different shoes, whether it will be client services or it will be development or even sales, it doesn't matter. So people are really interested, they are using this initiative. It doesn't mean that after internship something is promised for you, that you will stay there. Definitely not. But yeah, it could help you if there will be kind of empty vacancy. and you will apply to it, you will, of course, the manager who will be looking for an employee who will know what to expect from you. Innovations, so yeah, don't forget to innovate, and yeah, kind of one of the challenges is coupled with innovations. So this broad technical stack is really related to innovations, and if you are innovating, you are introducing new products, you're even broadening this technological stack. But on the other hand, those innovations, they're helping to solve problems in a good way. Own what you build, and team self-organization. So basically, if you are building something, you need to own it and you need to support it. But on the other hand, team has a possibility and is supported when they need some additional role or some additional skill within their team. So basically, they are those who decide that, okay, in this case, I need to have a colleague which knows better operational stuff, or I know a colleague who is better in, I don't know, developing and having some specific skill set. Chaos Monkey. In the beginning, it wasn't a very shiny and happy initiative. As once we started creating chaos and replicating disasters, there were a lot of unhappy people, like, what you're doing, why you're ruining on purpose what we've created. But with the time, we fixed a lot of difficult areas that no one knew about, and together with whole engineering team, we came to a conclusion that there is only one time frame during product existence when a system is improving from the availability and resiliency part. So basically, it's disasters. So it's good to have them. Now we are having those KO Monkey initiatives, and they are not so disruptive as they were in the beginning. And yes, here we have an open question, which is more important, talking about the system, whether when the system is resilient or when the system is anti-fragile. Responsibility. So I've talked a lot about freedom and possibilities to participate in some programs, to participate in internships, and it's cool. But with this comes the responsibility. So if you can influence something, if you can decide how you're working, it's really important that you would feel responsible, that you would own what you create. Yeah, so here are things like service level agreements and KPIs. They should be open and available for everyone. The team or specific team members always should find a balance between learning and delivering. Like, you can participate in internships, you can go to conferences, but at the end of the day, you should add something to the teamwork as well. And coming back after trainings and conferences, you definitely need to share knowledge. You need to kind of bring back knowledge and give it to your colleagues as well. So how really this wonderland with unicorns and rainbow farting ponies looks like? As you can see from those photos, it's not something specific. Like, we also are people. We have our families. We have 24 hours during the day. We are looking for the work-life balance. We like to have fun. We like to have and celebrate some interesting occasions. We like to have Friday beers. We like to spend time with others. So I hope this presentation at least sparkled some things in your head that you will try in your company. and you will be able to find something which works for you. So basically, that's it, and this is the part for questions.
Okay, who has questions?
You mentioned that it took some learning to go to the good stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
Describe or explain.
How it make it quicker?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically,
what is good stand-up?
So basically, what we started from, I mean, when we started those stand-ups and when we saw that it takes a lot of time, we just started to apply those simple advices or simple methods like time frame talking. In the beginning, it was really unproductive because people started to say what they did a week ago. And yeah, those first stand-ups were really awful. After that, we had discussions and example how to do it faster, reviews, and yeah, with time they just learned. But yeah, it was a challenge.
We have one more question here.
Hello. Again, about standards, the question will be about reporting and that you said that shouldn't be in the standards. Then when people should share and talk about it?
Yeah, so
should be time for that.
Yeah, so reporting, I said that there's no person who just collects what's happening. Basically, when stand-ups, they are for the team to share knowledge. What's happening, where I am right now, maybe I'm stuck in some place and I need some help. So everyone who participates in stand-up, they are contributing to the deliverable. It's not like customers coming and checking whether you did that, and this, and if everything is done. So basically, even everyone who is participating in stand-up, whether it will be Scrum Master, a product owner, developer, operations engineer, DevOps engineer, they are sharing something, what they did, and what kind of help do they need. Maybe they are stuck. And others, they are also sharing that, okay, I've been in such a situation. We can spend 10 minutes after stand-up, and I will show you some tips and tricks. I hope this answered your question.
I got two questions, and both of them not about the stand-up. So the first question was about the setup of your teams. Where the operation engineers and developers mixed together?
Yes and no. We have centralized operations team, but I mean the main responsibility of operations team is supporting those support platforms, let's say monitoring system or configuration management system and so on. How we are working with DevOps, they are embedded in every team. And basically, it's like a community where we are meeting every, let's say, week and agreeing what needs to be done, what are the goals, where we are moving, and we are sharing knowledge in such way.
Okay, and the second question is, what was the most hardly accepted part of agile mindset in your operation teams?
Visualization, I would say, and this includes Kanban as well, like having open board with stories in it, and where everyone can connect. Or I don't know. In the beginning, it was physical board, when everyone can see what you are doing and how many undone job you have. So it was really embarrassing for people to show this.
Okay, who has more questions? Nobody. I have one question. Everything you talked is actually very wonderful, but do you have any advice, for example, for a small company, small firm, let's say with a limited budget, how to build such environment or culture like you're talking. Now, when you have a lot of money or like you have investors, it's much more easier. Yeah, but when you don't have, so what you can advise to our guests, maybe you have any advice how to build such thing?
So basically those things that I've showed, yeah, some of them, they involve a budget, say conferences, books and other stuff. But others, I mean, we are not using any fancy, let's say, commercial products. All the self-service systems that we are building by ourselves. And in some cases, it's like an agreement between a team that, okay, let's spend an evening together. Let's buy some beer and let's have a hackathon together and let's build it here. We will sacrifice some of our personal time, but we will do it. So we're definitely not spending money for those automation tools. There are many companies who are kind of paying big amounts of money to get what we created by ourselves. So it's also up to you. I mean, the case that we are having a lot of employees doesn't mean that those people are sitting and doing nothing. We also have more data, a lot of data centers. We have 4,000 servers, so we really have operational job to do. And the question is how you can motivate your team and how you can find that hour or 2 hours for some things to be done that would help you to save some time in the future, like server provisioning or monitoring or getting an alert earlier than later, not in the middle of the night. So those are the things.
Thank you. So anybody else? No? Okay, then thank you, Karolis. I want to
Thank you.
present to you our small gift from Agile Lithuania.
Thank you.
It was nice to have you here.
Thank you as well.